in this crooked game of power politics here in America, the Negro, namely the race problem, integration, civil rights issue, are all nothing but tools used by the whites who call themselves liberals against another group of whites who call themselves conservatives, either to get into power or to retain power. Among whites here in America, the political teams are no longer divided into Democrats and Republicans. The whites who are now struggling for control of the American political throne are divided into liberal and conservative camps. The white liberals from both parties cross party lines to work together toward the same goal, and white conservatives from both parties do likewise. The white liberal differs from the white conservative only in one way. The liberal is more deceitful, more hypocritical than the conservative. Both want power, but the white liberal is the one who has perfected the art of posing as the Negro's friend and benefactor. And by winning the friendship and support of the Negro, the white liberal is able to use the Negro as a pawn or a weapon in this political football game that is constantly raging between the white liberals and the white conservatives.
What it do, family and friends? Welcome back to the Church of Black Power. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified when videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please hit that link in the description. Put your signature on the petition for reparations. And with that being said, family, I wanted to get this video out earlier. However, I'm in Houston, and if you don't know what's been going on with the weather and things like that, it's been interesting to say the least. However, we're here today, and with that, I'm glad that I can be here today because I would like to wish you and yours a happy Malcolm X Day. I'd like to give a shout out to our Grandmaster teacher, our brother, our dear, dear brother, who had his life taken. A lot of people say, you know, Martin Luther King didn't die for this. Malcolm X didn't die for this. No one gave their life willingly. Our brothers was taken from us, and we must never let them forget. They took our brothers from us. And while they were sitting there hating on both of them, nowadays you see some trying to glorify one and some glorifying both. Whether the approach was agreed upon, they both had their own ways. And so you have white supremacy taking both sides of the argument like it usually does. And when we glorify Malcolm X, you get a bunch of people coming out talking about how, you know, Martin Luther King had a better message and all this other stuff. And then we have to remind them, but you guys killed him too. So what does it matter what the pleasantry of the message was? Malcolm X was a very unapologetic brother. And the thing that I loved about him was he was a straight up and down, tell it like it is brother. When he spoke about the political realm, he made sure to keep us warned about politics and both parties participating in the same kinds of activities, being two wings on the same dirty pigeon. Let's get into a clip.
Why does it look like it might be the year of the ballot or the bullet? because Negroes have listened to the trickery and the lies and the false promises of the white man now for too long, and they're fed up. They've become disenchanted. They've become disillusioned. They've become dissatisfied. And all of this has built up frustrations in the black community that makes the black community throughout America today more explosive than all of the atomic bombs the Russians can ever invent. Whenever you got a racial powder keg sitting in your lap, you're in more trouble than if you had an atomic powder keg sitting in your lap. When a racial powder keg goes off, it doesn't care who it knocks out the way. Understand this, it's dangerous. And in 1964, this seems to be the year. Because what can the white man use now to fool us? After he put down that march on Washington, and you see all through that now, he tricked you, had you marching down to Washington. Yes, had you marching back and forth between the feet of a dead man named Lincoln and another dead man named George Washington, singing "We Shall Overcome." He made a chump out of it. He made a fool out of it. He made you think you were going somewhere and you end up going nowhere but between Lincoln and Washington.
There's so many things that we were able to take away and internalize from Malcolm X. Especially the notion of not letting any man put his hands on you. The notion of, not letting any man put his hands on your people without consequence. There's a lot that our brother Malcolm X made sure to let us know. And people, they will try to throw up all these people who were quote unquote civil rights activists who ended up throwing our people under the bus just so they can get a nice little payday. And they will call them legends. No, my friend, all of our legends have been removed from the situation. And the men who was willing to toss us under the bus and sell us on democracy, those are the people that they took in and patted their pockets. But our brother Malcolm X wasn't one of those kinds of people. So whenever he spoke about anything that has to do with the black community, he did it with passion and he did it with conviction.
But don't scare Negroes today with no badge or no white skin or no white sheet or no white anything else. The police the same way. They put their club upside your head and then turn around and accuse you of attacking them. Every case of police brutality against a Negro follows the same pattern. They attack you, bust you all upside your mouth, and then take you to court and charge you with assault. What kind of democracy is that? What kind of freedom is that? What kind of social or political system is it when a black man has no voice in court, has nothing on his side other than what the white man chooses to give him? My brothers and sisters, we have to put a stop to this. And it will never be stopped until we stop it ourselves. They attack the victim. And then the criminal who attacked the victim accuses the victim of attacking him. Yes, sir. This is American justice. Yes, sir. That's right. This is American democracy. Yes, and those of you who are familiar with it know that in America, democracy is hypocrisy. Right. Now, if I'm wrong, put me in jail. But if you can't prove that a democracy is not hypocrisy, then don't put your hands on me.
But our brother also made sure to let us know about the media and how the media will take the victim and make the victim look like the aggressor and the aggressor looks like the victim. If we've been seeing this time and time again, how black men and women are demonized within mainstream media, and they are only glorified when you have your house Negroes like Jim Clyburn, Cory Bookham, and all the other coons that just got their hands out hoping to be selected to be a willfully ignorant Sambo. But he spoke about the house and field Negroes as well. So this isn't nothing new to us.
Back during slavery, when black people like me talked to the slaves, they didn't kill him. They sent some old house Negro along behind him to undo what he said. You have to read the history of slavery to understand this. There were two kinds of Negroes. There was that old house Negro and the field Negro. And the house Negro always looked out for his master. When the field Negroes got too much out of line, he held them back in check. He put them back on the plantation. The house Negro could afford to do that because he lived better than the field Negro. He ate better, he dressed better, and he lived in a better house. He lived right up next to his master in the attic or the basement. He ate the same food his master ate and wore his same clothes. And he could talk just like his master. Good diction. And he loved his master more than his master loved himself. That's why he didn't want his master hurt. If the master got sick, he'd say, "What's the matter, boss? We sick?" When the master's house caught a fire, he'd try and put the fire out. He didn't want his master's house burned. He never wanted his master's property threatened. And he was more defensive of it than the master was. That was the house Negro. But then you had some field Negroes who lived in huts, had nothing to lose. They wore the worst kind of clothes, they ate the worst food, and they caught hell. They felt the sting of the lash. They hated their master. Oh, yes, they did. If the master got sick, they prayed that the master died. If the master's house caught a fire, they prayed for a strong wind to come along. This was the difference between the two. And today you still have house Negroes and field Negroes. Yeah. I'm a field Negro.
We can't be discouraged. We can't be discouraged, even though we're dealing with a lot of the things that our brother predicted and called out during his time. We can't be discouraged. The baton has been passed down to us, and we got to get on that track like Jesse Owens and outrun anybody and everybody. Understandable that we are frustrated at times. We have a lot more obstacles on the course than everyone else. However, if it wasn't for our grandmaster teachers, like our brother Malcolm X, we wouldn't be prepared for it. At least now we're prepared. At least now we know what's to come, who to look out for, and how to maneuver through the system of white supremacy. We know not to let our minds be entangled with the people who they call mainstream media and who we call lamestream media. We know not to believe in them. We know to take whatever they give us and pick apart their lie in order to find the truth. Hell, it was Malcolm. He was one of the brothers who literally was saying he wasn't going to get up in front of the media and argue with another brother because of the way that they're trying to portray them and make them look. This is why we hold our brother dear. This is why we hold him up. This is why we uplift his name. And if you can't celebrate the people who was taken off the planet because they were fighting for your rights, then I don't know what's wrong with you. But I can say that till this day, every speech that this man has ever laced the world with is still on point. It's still on point, from the lamestream media to the police brutality to the false sense of democracy to the bootlicks that's running around under Massa loving Massa more than Massa loves himself. Well, they're Massa. Everything that our brother said is still on point till this day. And family, the fight continues. But we have the spirit of our dear brother putting the battery in our back to keep it going. Don't ever forget that. And with that being said, family and friends, if you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified when videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting the like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please go into the description, hit that link, and put your name on the, put your signature on the petition for reparations. Family, enjoy the rest of your holiday. Peace, fam.